Check. I need to meet that. Lisa Cuthbert with a 13-month resub. Holy heck. Hey, Cutie Pie. Welcome in. It is a good evening. This is an hour I normally don't stream. So good to see you too, Lisa. Look at that lovely 1-year gift sub badge. Can't believe you've been a subscriber for over a year now. About 10 minutes till the shrimpies come rolling in with the Graceful Bard and crew. Should probably make sure the other scene is set up to... Check. That mic works. It's properties. Let's add 6 dB to that. So ooh. Maybe that needs to be... Yeah, that needs to be 3 dB, not 6. Check. That looks better. Overlays mean, and there I am. So I can walk people through the patch, and we can talk about what's going on. It's amazing how easily the Brack disappears in the visuals. Have I hit start? No. Sarah has not hit start. We'll wait a tad closer to raid time before I start the loop, or start the progression through the background. Yep, that all works. I'm gonna see if I can sit a little straighter. There are many people in my life that would be happy to see me improving my posture. Hey, Robin. Welcome on in. Panda Kazan, also with a 13-month resub. Appreciate that, Toto. Let's drop that back to 3 dB as well. I was wondering why that was seeming a little hot compared to the other channel. Can y'all believe what we're hearing is actually an instance of rings? Thank you, Panda. Toto with 11-month resub. If everybody getting them resubs out of the way early, appreciate that, y'all. Y'all keep this up, they're gonna raid into a hype train. Let's go. You're sick again, Toto? Tell me it's not COVID. Not COVID, thankfully. Stupid cold. Could be worse, could be Concrud. But I don't think you've been to any cons. Thank you, Toto. Hype Train. Gray Shell with the 100 bits. Thank you guys for starting a hype train on me. Gray Shell with the 1K bit badge. And there's the raid. Graceful Bard raiding in with 66 lovely viewers. Welcome, Graceful Bard. Welcome, Shrimp Guild. For those not familiar, I'm Sarah. That's the Sun's Cave, and somewhere behind all of those magical colors is VCV Wreck, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Hey, Manny and Nor, good to see you. There's a lot going on. Let me try and get all the hellos out of the way real quick. Makes mistakes. Shell Smiley. Lord Secession. 302 Dave. Graceful Bard herself. Sorry you're late. It's alright. It's Synthon. What is Synthon without it being a little bit late? Redlocks. Of course, Toto, LT612, Bonus Creature, so many wonderful faces, so many new follows. More bits being thrown. We're at level 2 hype train already. May have to kill VC or the browser to save the CPU for the patch. I might have gotten a tad carried away. Oops. Enchanting Wolf coming in. Warren Turtle. Basic Cuthbert. I think I've covered everybody. If I haven't Izzy, if I haven't shouted you out and said hi, I am sorry. Chat's going a little faster than I'm used to. I'm a tad out of practice. Full Gas Messiah with the follow. Thank you for that follow. Through 2 Dave's saying, missing you as a regular raid target in the mornings. Yeah, I've had a lot on my plate, and so there's a point where I hadn't really been streaming at all. This is the first time I've been on camera with a mic, I think since Synthon January. I've been doing a lot of Silent Sunday streams. And with the exception of a couple even VCAs for the sine waves, I think everything tonight is either saws, because he doesn't love a super saw, and various and sundry flavors of rings. Yeah, Clock Patch, it's been quite a while. Thanks, Wokas, Messiah. Okay, that's just one of the cats being weird. Thank you all for that level 1 hype train, 200 bits, 3 gift subs. Very much appreciated, my friends. Thank you, Clock Bash. I'll let everybody soak in the vibes a little bit before we, I am probably super loud. Hopefully I'm not clipping now and still being heard over the music. But in a minute we'll get into what all's in the patch and how I kind of work. Thank you, Panda. Thank you, Toto. I last minute added a few new elements from the tiny sample I gave you, was that yesterday? Look at Toto with those carry and spins easy emotes. Very nice. I can't remember if I'm responsible for that gift sub or not. That's entirely possible. I do like to spoil my mod team from time to time. We'll groove on this another moment or minute or so, and then we'll start walking through the. I'll flip scenes, and we'll start walking through the patch and kind of my philosophy and how I start, and how I've grown to build out patches in VCV Rack. I want to make sure I give myself plenty of time to actually get through the entire walkthrough. Kevin always dies. Thank you for that follow. You should still be able to hear everything, right? Looks like for whatever reason, I had 2 instances of the VCV sounds. Cool beans. Alright, let's walk through this real quick. I am going to solo the first track that we put together. We are coming out of this chrono blob. It's a free running chrono blob, and I set it up to 326 milliseconds. We dialed that back. We are using this plateau reverb. Since the early days of VCV Rack, that's one of the first modules I fell in love with, and that has been the go-to reverb for me since the very, very beginning. Our voice is our friend Saz. And when I start a patch, I kind of have an idea where I want to go sometimes. I'm like, do I want to start with something droney, pad-like, or do I want to start with something plucky? I wanted something a little more plucky. And I knew this time I wanted to try and lean into using super saws more than I have. Not that I don't use super saws in almost every patch. So we took the output of the saws, ran that into Slap, which is our VCA super tight attack. And the release is set to hard. Gentle's more sloping and long running. Soft is kind of in the medium ground. And hard, super aggressive. So we had almost no decay, kind of a middle and onto sustain and up the release a bit. And we came out of that. And we ran into a stereo filter. We're doing a low pass 4-pole. I think that's 24 dB. Should be 6 dB per pole. So yeah, that maths out about right. We're using Wave Shaper as our LFO. So we have an LFO managing the cutoff. And we didn't go super crazy with the resonance. We'll get to that in just a second. And then, yeah, we brought in the bass, or we brought in the delay to give it kind of our bouncy vibe. To that, we added our bass line. And there's side chaining going on, and I'll explain that when we get down to the drums. And for my kind of long-running drone pad-like sounds, I do really love the Rampage envelopes. I go super long on the attack and kind of middle and on the decay. I go just short enough on the decay that the reverb will pick it up, or if I'm doing if I'm throwing a delay on it, the echoes will pick up. And so the A side is triggering these two VCAs, and that comes out of a second saws that we've taken down a couple octaves. And to thicken up that bassy sound, we've added this is where one of the even VCAs comes in. We've added a sine wave in the same octave using the same pitch information. And together they sound like... Because sometimes for me, even when I hit the lower notes, the bass doesn't sound like enough bass. So this time I'm trying something new. I'm like, hey, let's throw a sine wave under it. And we have that side chained off the kick. And we did that with we took the envelope, we used the trigger that the kick is on. We used the other side of Rampage, that second envelope, to create an envelope that matched up with what the kick was doing. And ran it through an inverter or attenuverter. We set the offset to make it unipolar, and then we attenuated it full negative for 180 degree. We inverted the signal so it's cutting rather than rising from the bottom. And you can hear the choppiness there, but when you add the kick, the kick comes through, but you don't hear the gaps in the synth because we got the kick. I think you can still kind of hear it. That's the idea. And this is a little delayed, but that is times not the pluck. Grab the wrong one. So this is where I started using rings. Any regulars of the channel will know that I use rings constantly. And one of the reasons why I continue to use rings so much is because you can get so many different things out of it. Case in point, we've got 4 different instances of rings, and we're doing something different with all of them. Hey, it does Crusher. Thank you for that follow. And we compressed it so I could get more volume out of it without, because I wasn't really worried about the fluctuations in volume. I just wanted it to be a little more loud and consistent. So we threw it through a compressor. That is 4th channel. We threw our delay up here. Left side's quarter notes, right notes, 8th notes. It's time to the master clock. And tonight we're running 93 BPM. And we also threw it through one of the 2 reverbs. So I've just got slightly different settings on the reverbs. And I still haven't gotten through much of the patch. And that is another instance of rings. That's kind of a chimey bell-like tone. Anybody that knows me knows I love chimes and bells. Kalimbas, glockenspiels kind of thing. And we used there is a chronoblob reverb that's clock synced that we used on the bells. And then that's about where I started adding the drums. And the rain sample. And for drums, I use trimmer quite a bit for my kicks. My hats are usually 808 hats for closed. I have no idea who makes this module, but it's my go-to module for drums since I don't have an actual drum machine yet. I prefer rim shots to snares. That's a sound design preference that I've had for quite a while. And then the open hats it says mini poops. I have no idea what that's supposed to be replicating. And again, I'm using compressors to try and bring everything out and even out the tone a bit. And we use the envelope generated by trimmer for a second instance of even VCO with the sine wave, and took it down several octaves to get us a more of that bottom oomph. And we're gonna unhook the clock a little bit so y'all can actually hear the rain noise, or the rain stick. And that is a basic sample I got from Daniel Allard's pack for Yeah, half an hour is quite quick to get through everything. Good thing we're almost done. Yeah, that's the kick, that's everything. The rain stick, like I said, Danielle Allard had sounds of her basement. She's got a rain stick in her basement. She made samples of a lot of her instruments and gave them to her Patreon subscribers, which is how I picked mine up. And for my sequencing, I use the... Is Count Modula? Yeah, it's Count Modula's 16-step trigger sequencer. It used to be toggle switches, so you'd either have up or down, or in the middle without anything. I've got it to 2x the clock. So each step is an eighth note. Sometimes I'll play with 4x the clock to space out how much of the rain sounds we get. That's every 11 clock cycles. That covers everything, but this little gem. And yet, that is more rings. Something new I did this stream was I got curious. I was messing around with what sounded good, and as I was moving the position knob, I was kind of hearing that little warble. And that's influenced by an LFO that's doing, it's a bipolar LFO. If I really open up the attenuator, you can hear the effect it's having. And that's just run through a ton of reverb. And the other fun thing I did was this channel here. It's another copy of Rings. And I was just messing around with the settings, but what makes this one special is we're using audio. We took this copy of Rings that we were just listening to, that's the kind of drony, warbly sound, run it through a compressor, run it through a different instance of Chronoblob, and we took the left side out as an audio source for the resonator, aka Rings. And then when I open that envelope up, it's just kind of a drone vibe. But it's a completely different character than what we've been hearing. And that was meant to be a octave stepper that I never got to use. Oh well. But yeah, we're feeding it a pitch information. We're feeding it a strum source. And we're also feeding it external audio. And I thought it was cool if it had a kind of a choppy feel to it, so we ran it through another slap. And I liked it if I chopped it down. And that was some of the... these two instances of Rings were added today. Actually, no, this one was added yesterday. But this was added like minutes before stream. Sometimes the inspiration just hits you late, but and all of her pitch information comes from Grid Sequencer. We have a clock source feeding right and a different clock source feeding down. We have another clock source hitting random and repeat. Today we are in the key of F minor. I just hit notes a couple times. It randomizes the values of the pitch information. And then I run the clock super fast and then feed everything through sample and hold. And pull my samples out. Whatever I'm using to trigger a particular voice, which is a multiplication or division of the clock fed through probability. And that's how it all comes together. Do I happen to have a lovely mod that would have a link to Neon Void's channel? So I can get us rating? I guess the next question is Neon Void ready for us? I had to kill my browser to have DCP run this patch without too many glitches. Thank you, Toto. Neon Void is the name, and Neon Void is live. / raid Neon Void. Huzzah! Sarah remembers her raid call commands. You're welcome, Dust Crusher. Thanks for the follow. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I absolutely heckin' love all of you. To the Golden Shrimp Guild, thank you for having me again. And we will do this again. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow, but I'll be streaming Wednesday the 19th, I'm thinking. Gotta double check my calendar, but check the Discord and we'll see you all very, very soon. Let's go give that neon guy a big golden shrimp hello, shall we?